Okay, I had a request to do a little video. Look, there's a lot of that brother over there, Roger. I was going to have him talk. He's got a testimony. I've known him somewhat for a little bit. There's Albert. There's Brother Henry, George, Claire.
Okay, hey.
This reminds me, I was slowing down on the videos because I got some of the stuff I'm working on. But Claire asked, she said, you can do one, John, because I do them a lot. And there's just about everybody here, Junior and, but Roger was telling some testimony. But maybe he didn't want to be on the video, but it was a good testimony. So we're going to talk a little bit. But Claire, say hi.
Hi, how are you doing today?
Now I wanted to say, are you on?
Yeah, I'm on now.
I wanted to mention something because my friend Crow and Claire, they broke up. And I know Crow sometimes watches the videos. So Crow's still, of course, a good friend of mine. And I saw a little, I knew they were fighting because I saw something yesterday on Facebook. And I could tell, like, when they fight. And I was going to make a little note and say, Crow's my best friend, just as a note, as a little, like, thing. And I didn't get to say it, just to kind of encourage. So if Crow watches it, I was looking for you guys the other day, and I haven't run into you now. Here's Roger. Roger, say hi.
Hi, guys.
Roger has a very interesting testimony he was just sharing with me. And I've just really met Roger once before, but there's a couple of scriptures that if I was going to teach today, I do a lot of teaching videos. But I read this morning or last night, I read the last chapter of Isaiah. I think it's chapter 66. But there's other verses in Isaiah. It says, remember not the former things, neither consider the things of old. For behold, I will do a new thing. Shall you know it? Now it shall spring forth. I will make a way in the wilderness and rivers in the desert. That's not 66, that's somewhere in Isaiah. But the one in 66, it says, heaven is my throne, and earth is my footstool. Where is the house that you build unto me? Have not my hands made all these things, and all these things have been? And the theme of those verses is God is saying, even the stuff that he uses you and me to do in our lives, we're not doing it. God's doing it. Where is the house you build unto me? Where's the work? Have not my hands made all these things? And all these things have been. Meaning, these were predetermined courses that God had for our life. And in the journey, you go through a lot of crap, a lot of stuff. It's Junior outside. You go through a lot of things. But God says, I'm bringing my purpose to pass that I already had planned from the beginning. And sometimes we go through so many difficulties in life, we kind of find ourselves like, I'm just here, I'm just in the midst of things. But God says, no, my purpose from the beginning is still going to be fulfilled. And look, Roger's sharing a lot of good testimony. We had a friend of mine I've known for many years recently passed away. I mentioned it on some of the other videos, which was Roger. Roger was in the street for many years. He was one of the first homeless guys I met, and I mentioned that Roger passed away. But you know, I had times where I was with Roger, and when he got out of prison, when he did the 4 years in prison, I won't do the whole story again because
He was my roommate.
But when he got out, he got into a fellowship, some church, some fellowship when he was in prison, and for about 6 months, Roger was straight, Roger was clear, and I'll never forget that he really got in touch with God at that time.
Yeah, he did.
All right? I remember that. Roger even gave me one day, I still got it, I think I still got it, but Roger one day had a handkerchief, a bandana somebody gave him, but this is a different story.
All right.
It was a flag of Italy, and as he had it out years ago, I said, you know, Roger, I'm Italian. Roger was German.
Yeah.
He said, you're Italian, John? He said, this is for you. And he gave it to me.
Did he?
Awesome.
It was like, so there's a connection. But share. Do you want to talk a little bit, Roger? And then I'll have George. And
Well, yeah, I'd like to give one of my testimonies if you guys don't mind. I got a real good one. This was 2 years ago. I've been wanting a DVD player for my camp. And the people that were around me, missed it. God came in the form of a man, and the people that were around you guys missed it. They missed the show. I didn't. I was sitting there at Walmart by the Staples. I was reading my Bible. This man comes up in a wheelchair. He's got shorts on. He ain't got no legs. He stops and says, "Hi, Roger." At first, I would like, "Sir, how do you know my name?" Now I don't question him. I'll go with the flow because I already know. It's Father God. Anyways, he says, "I got $4 here. Can you use them?" I said, "Yeah, I can use them." We talked for a little while. And guys, his name was Jesus Martinez. Jesus Martinez. And he showed me his license, and sure enough, Jesse Jesus Martinez. And I'm like, "Thank you, sir." So, "You've been asking God for something for Christmas?" And I'm like, "Yes, sir." And I heard it's cost $54. I said, "Yes, sir." Well, we talked for a while. Remember, he gave me $4. He goes, "Well, I'll see you in due time. I'll come back and see you again, Roger." I said, "Okay, brother. I'll see you later." Remember, guys, he ain't got no legs.
Yes.
He goes into Walmart in a wheelchair. 5 minutes later, guess what's coming to me with a big old smile, and now he's got legs. Roger,
Yeah.
here's the other 50 you need for your DVD player. That's why I'm telling the people that were there, you missed it. God came and you all missed it. He was in front of you in the form of a man, and you all missed it.
There's a verse, Roger, that says in the book of Hebrews, it says, "Be careful to entertain strangers, because some have entertained angels unawares."
Yes.
Now, there are times where angels actually have done things, and people thought they were just a person, and they're messengers of God. I was talking to somebody else recently about it, but I said, there have been occasions where people, Roger also told me some other interesting testimonies before I turned the video on, but God works in supernatural ways, and a lot of times, if we're not attentive, you see, we will miss it. And the one I just quoted said, when you're treating people, especially on the street, when Roger first got in, he was in town, he came in, Claire said they were going to feed today, someone's going to feed at the park, they call her the soup lady, and Roger said, but when he was sitting here, he said, you know, they treat the people on the street, you know, bad, like shit, basically. And I'm familiar with it because, look, I know a lot of my friends in the street. And so we got to be careful how we treat people because
Exactly.
you never know who you're talking to.
And you know that first stage. You know that from first stage. When I told you about a year ago,
I remember
do you
that
believe
story.
in me?
Yeah.
And you said, yeah, I believe you, Claire Kay. No, do you believe in me?
Yeah.
By the way, hey, it's me, Claire Kay. My hair's covered up. Do you believe in me? And he kept saying, yeah, I believe, Clara. I believe you, Clara. No, do you believe in me? And that day, I got mad at him, and I was pissed off at him, and I walked away. I said, no, you need to believe in me. And that night, I had a dream about him, and I told him exactly what the dream was, about a male having puppies, and there was 18 of them. And he said, oh, there's 13 of them. And he said, that's in the Bible, and this is what's happening.
It was,
And he said,
I think it
now,
was 8.
It was 8. And then you were listening to something that night, and you finally snapped, and you said, I believe in you, Claire Kay. I believe in you.
The verse,
And then,
actually, it was about Isaiah, but it's interesting because Claire said she had a dream and it disturbed her. Now, I remember this because I did a little teaching on it.
Right.
But she said in the dream, we went to a trailer or something, and there was
Male
a
dog.
male dog that gave birth.
yes.
And I had said, look, I'm talking a little on Isaiah already, but there's a scripture that says, as a matter of fact, it's the one I mentioned in the beginning of this video. It's the last chapter of Isaiah. And it talks about travailing, giving birth. And that's the one I actually had used a few years ago because the scripture talks about the one from Isaiah, which I actually started with, chapter 66. But God is speaking through the prophet and says, do I bring to the birth and then not bring forth?
Right.
And then do I bring forth and then not take care of the new life that I brought forth? Who has ever heard such a thing? Have you ever heard, I'm quoting Isaiah here, paraphrasing. It says, have you ever heard of a woman to have a child before she had the labor pains? And what God is saying there is, do you think I'm going to produce in your life what I want to produce without you going through trial, labor, and difficulty? And in the dream that Claire shared with me that year or so ago, that was one of the scriptures I was just kind of teaching on. I said, because she was disturbed, she said, in the dream, it was a male that gave birth. I said, well, actually, it applies to us as well. In the kingdom of God, we're going to birth things. God has purposes for us. Jesus said in the Gospel of John, talked about the same principle. So at that time, the dream was significant. And it was interesting. Claire might not remember it, but that day when I had left the house, there was like a song, a Christmas song on the radio.
Yes.
And I thought, why am I hearing this Christmas song like the day before?
I told
And
you.
then as Claire was telling me the whole dream with Crow even told me, but there is this song that
It's a song you were
Claire had
singing.
heard, and
I kept
when
hearing
I
you.
had mentioned the song, it
I
was
kept
like the
hearing you.
same song.
I kept hearing that song
It
over
was
and over in my
strange
head.
because-
And I told him, I said, I keep hearing this song in my head because we're all gathered around in like a park or something, and your hair is flowing long, and the skies had opened up, and you got the sun shining on your face, and everywhere you walk, and you float on, you're not even touching the ground. You're flowing through there with your hair long, and the sky's shining, the sun is shining on you, and you're so beautiful, and you're awesome, and everybody's following you, especially Crow is right behind him, and then he's singing this one song. He's always humming. But that one song stuck in my head. I let him take over.
You know what is interesting? Today, I wasn't going to make any videos, but I went into town to the Walmart, and when I got out of the store, there was a travel trailer RV with the New Jersey license plate on it. And whenever I see those, I'm like, oh, that's...
Yeah, look at that.
And then today it was cold, and it was wet, and it reminded me of how I used to hang out with those guys up in New Jersey and in New York area. And I remember I was sitting in, matter of fact, it might have been the Jack in the Box, but I was sitting in a store when I was up in New Jersey a few years ago, and somebody walked up to me and said, I could tell he might have
Did
knew
you get
me.
one?
And he said, I watch your videos on Facebook. And that just happened today. Somebody walked up to us as we're sitting here,
Doing the
whoever it
videos.
was,
Here,
and he said, oh, I
excuse
saw you on video. Somebody
me for a
else.
moment. Somebody needs coffee. I'm going to buy him coffee. Bob.
Oh, that's Bob. Bob just came in.
Bob.
Yeah, I just went and opened the door for him.
Oh, yeah, the brother over there. I guess I don't know who he is, but he saw our videos as well. This,
You don't know Bob?
I know Bob. The other guy over there knew us from Facebook.
Yeah.
The other guy.
Yeah, my friend over
So
there.
it reminded me of that happened when I was in New Jersey. The other verse from Isaiah 66, it's becoming like a teaching video, meaning I'll teach it and I'll write the notes and all along with the video. But the one in the first verse, heaven is my throne, earth is my footstool. Where is the house that you build unto me, and where is the work of my hands? Have not my hands made all these things, and all these things have been? Then later in the chapter it says, along the same lines, it says, the new heavens and the new earth which I create shall remain, and your name and your seed shall remain.
Amen.
God is saying, what I do in your life, the name that God puts upon
You got
us,
it, Papa.
is going to be a lasting work. The name and the seed. Look, seed is referring to offspring. What Claire was sharing, I couldn't do it all, but I was telling her when she shared that dream with me a few years ago, God produces things in our lives, primarily other believers, meaning we witness to people, we tell them about Jesus, they believe. That's our heritage, okay?
Yes.
That's the seed. And God says, I'm going to use you for a purpose. Your name, the thing I put upon you, and your effectiveness, the people that you touch in your life, they're going to remain, meaning it's going to be a lasting work. So those would be the few little promises I would throw out as I teach. Henry, do you want to share a word? Brother? I'm okay. Okay, Brother Henry is a good teacher. I've had Brother Henry speak before.
I love him with all my heart. When I met him, he just touched my heart.
Yes. And
All my
Albert,
people here, they touched
say
my
hi. Look, there's a lot of people in here today.
Yeah, we're all gathered.
Can I say
Albert.
something else?
Yes, Roger.
Guys, I got one more thing. if y'all have got visited by your guardian angel, I have. He's visited me 3 times already, in the form of a woman, in the form of a man, and in the form of a dog. All 3 were good spirits, and that's why I'm still here alive, because of him, because I believe in him. I don't walk 1 hour to myself. 24 hours is 24 hours of God. I don't do this to myself. I don't do this for me. I get no pleasure out of this. I get life. God gives me life for what I do out here in the world. And I love my people because these are God's kids. And they're my people. They're my brothers and sisters. And I heard from them. I don't know what happened. But when I gave myself to God, He transformed this man. And I'm going to tell you guys one thing. I'm seeing myself in this video. I don't see Roger. Every morning I wake up and I go to Whataburger by the Bay and I go wash my face in that mirror. I don't see Roger. And I ask that person in that mirror, who are you? And I'm going to tell you why. You probably, if I don't explain myself, you guys are going to be confused. I preach on shoreline, on the seawall. And I know it's not me out there, guys, because I can read lips. God's given me all this talent. And I can read lips. People are seeing the ocean and they turn and look at me, and I could see in their mouths and say, "Look, babe, honey, whoever's beside them," and says, "Look, there comes Jesus." And they turn and look at me and they bow and they say Jesus. And I look back, there's nobody back there, it's me. Then I look up in the world and I'm like, "Lord, what are you doing to me? You're confusing the heck out of me." But it's all Him. Because I guarantee you one thing. You ask me what I said 5 minutes from now, 5 minutes later, you ask me what I said. I don't know what I said because it's all Him talking. It's not me talking, guys. It's my dad. That's how I address him. Our dad.
My daddy.
Yes.
That's all I got to say, guys. I love you.
Yes, that's the other promises. I put my words in your mouth.
That's right.
Yes, that's why I tell them. Everything I say, it's not me talking. When I come to you and I'm telling you something, you need to pay attention because it's not me. Guys, I'm telling you, it's God talking to you guys. And I tell them, this is the Holy Spirit. That's why I'm telling you. I'm not crying because I'm telling you this. I'm not crying because of me. It's Him talking to you, to me, to you guys.
How many years, the Whataburger that Roger's talking about, those that are not familiar with Corpus, but I go down to, it's beautiful over there, and I go over there sometimes. You guys know I do videos over there, but that's a nice spot.
Yes, I got one more. If you want to go there.
How many years have you been on the street, Roger? Homeless, basically.
2012.
Okay.
I actually have a title for churches. I'm a trainer to train people to cook chicken.
Okay.
Yes, I got a title.
Yeah.
But God said, I need you in the streets, not in there.
Yeah.
I'm not in the streets because I want to be in the streets. I'm in the streets because He has me in the streets.
That's the way I feel.
Amen.
Exactly. That's the way I
George,
feel.
my friend George has a title, but I don't want to curse on the video. No, I'm just kidding.
Wait a minute, I want to hear what you
I
want
was
to say.
I was kidding.
40 pounder George.
I was kidding, George.
40 pounder George.
Before I turned the video on, George said, "I heard you in here the other day looking for us." I said, "Well, I was looking for everyone else, George, but." You know, I'm grateful that Claire asked to, because she did make the request. I had somebody else the other day ask, "You can do one of your videos?" I said, "I don't think so today." But I felt today it was important. I like the testimony Roger shared.
Okay, I have something to say. Turn this way.
Yes, I'm
Hello,
bad with
everybody. Y'all know me. Hi, how you doing? And y'all know me by being Crow. But guess what? Crow did something really, really bad. I caught him.
No. Claire wants to get the message. No, but I don't want to do
Not
it
like
on
that,
video.
Ma.
You ruin the video because it's supposed to be to help.
I want to help the women.
But I know that
It's helping the
you
women.
grow. I
It's
know
helping the
you
women.
grow.
It's helping the women. Watch your back. Watch your
Well,
back.
in relationship,
And God will bring
we
you
want
up.
everybody-
I'm saying that.
And I
God
know
will do
you guys
better.
have problems.
I'm not ruining the video.
I know, and
I'm not running
I'm
it.
proud that Crow's working.
I'm glad.
He's got that
I'm
job
so
at
happy.
Stripes, and
But
we want the
I
other.
just want him to know, I want everybody to know that, bad is bad, and good is good.
Yes. You
finished
And there's a good bone in him,
killed it.
just can't find it.
Man, we're
But
gonna have to go bury
watch
it.
out. I'm a good person.
Yes.
And I'm gonna tell you what, everybody that's in the Flower Bluff area,
This
just
is the
find me
second
and everything.
one in 2 days.
And you may get fed and everything, so there you go. He says I'm running the video, I'm not. Hello,
I ain't
everybody.
drank in 17
God bless
years,
you.
and I'm
Goodbye.
not drinking for Roger.
Sometimes I
Get
accidentally,
another one.
sometimes I
I'm gonna
accidentally,
smoke tonight,
no,
if you don't
no,
mind.
I accidentally don't have the
matter.
video because I'll look at
I'm
it
lost
later
today,
and
bro.
I don't.
Oh, you
Hey,
can
you
edit
know what
it.
the-
Here,
you know
George's
what-
turn.
You know what the best
George,
thing
George,
is?
sometimes when I hold the phone, I
Very
don't
turn.
always get the faces in, but if you want to say something, go ahead. No, I'm just- okay, look, I'm gonna,
As the world is,
that's the word.
I love everybody. I love everybody. John, Clara, Roger. I
Brother
love
Henry,
everybody.
Albert, Bob,
That's the way it's supposed
the
to
whole
be.
crew's
All
here.
right, I'm glad that we did it. That's the theme. Isaiah 66 is a chapter for those that want to study it later. But remember, God says, I create a new heaven and a new earth. Former things have passed away. This is another verse. New things do I declare. So that means not necessarily that the end of time we're going to have a new heaven and new earth. The scripture teaches that. But even in this life, he said you're going to see things differently. When you're walking in the earth, in Corpus, wherever, you're going to, things will be different. It'll be a new heaven and a new earth. Wherever you're at, there'll be interactions with God. You know, you don't always have to move to another place, even though I'm that way. Like I want to always go somewhere else. But God can show you new beginnings, even in the same geographic location you've been your whole life. He can show you, you can have experiences, you can run into messengers, angels, not even know you ran into them. So be open to that. Be open to God. Each day there could be an experience if you're waiting on God. You're saying, God, use me today. Bobby Johnson, a friend of mine, I was telling Roger, sometimes Bobby's on the bus and he'll pray for somebody. You know, look, Bobby's been on the streets for years. Right now he's got an apartment. God will use people if they're available. Okay? That's the thing. God bless.
Okay.
I'll take a chip.
I was going to say something that I forgot.
It's all right. I'm glad that you got to share. Roger.
I'm glad you guys called me to come back. I needed this. I didn't know what I was doing. I've been lost all day. I can handle the cold. I can handle the rain.
Okay, excellent.
But since it's been raining all morning, I'm stuck. I'm like, Dad, I don't know what I'm gonna do. It's raining. I can't make no money out there to eat. I haven't eaten all day. What am I gonna so do? That's when she calls me.
Get ready to go.
You're leaving.
They're going to eat in about an hour, or in about 40 minutes.
I wanna go with
Somebody,
you.
a lady that does a nice sort of like charity ministry to help, she's going to feed today. And today was also a cold, we call it a cold front. It's not that cold, but if you're on the street and it's, you know, cool, it's cold. So that's what Roger's talking
Yes,
about.
yes.
Today was, the weather was a little different than normally, because the last few weeks it's been like in the 90s almost. But today,
Is that I know you guys look at me and probably say, man, he looks confused. It's not that I'm confused. It's that I got so much to tell you guys. And I'll be honest with you, it's not me talking to you. And I always say that because I'm gonna be honest. I'll be a human being. I don't care if you're crying, if you poop. But since I started walking with God, I care about you guys, man. I can't see you dirty. I can't see if you need a shirt or you need something and I have it, I'm gonna give it to you. If I have the money and you need it, I don't care for what you need it for, I'm gonna give it to you. I made that mistake one time, 2 years ago, with a 16-year-old kid. He came up to me
Dog.
and he said, "Sir, do you have spare change?" And I looked at him and I said, "What did you just ask me?" He goes, "You have spare change." And I looked to my side and I said, "Do you see my backpack, my sleeping bag, my blankets, and then you asking me for money?" I said, "How old are you, boy?" He told me he was 16 years old. I said, "You're asking a 55-year-old man that's dying of cancer or homeless for money. I know where you live. You have a house, you have a mom, and you have a dad, and you're out here asking for money, bro? What do you need this money for?" I'm hungry. He's at Wendy's.
Yeah.
So you know what, bro? I got a little bit of money. Let's go inside here and eat. Well, I gave him $5. I go in the restroom. He's gone.
yeah,
Okay, it's all right. God knows what he's gonna do with that money.
yeah,
A week later, he comes up to me again and asks me the same question.
yeah.
And I said, you don't remember who I am? I guess as soon as he heard my voice, he knew who I was. And he said, sorry to bother you, sir. And I stopped him. I said, no, you get your little butt back over here and I'm going to talk to you. And I'm going to give you some advice. And you better take this advice in good hands, bro. I said, you go out there, and if you did something to your mom and your dad, and they kicked you out of the house, you go in there and you kiss their butt, and you tell them you love them with all your heart, bro. I said, because I lost my parents in 2000, and I'm a 55-year-old man that cries himself to sleep at night because I miss my parents.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nowadays, kids don't respect their parents. They don't care about their parents. This generation is so messed up, guys.
Yeah.
That's why we're here to help them. And what's wrong? I got one for you guys. And think about it. I'm not going to explain it, but I'm going to say it out loud. The $75
Does it rain
question.
now?
Would you all like for me to explain that one? I guess everybody's telling me yes, so I'm going to explain the $75 question. There's this lady. She likes to shop a lot. Well, the store that she shops a lot calls her one day and says, we have a 50% discount where everything in the store is 50%. Well, the first thing that comes up in her mind is, I'm going to check my money, my bank account. Okay. She goes to her bank account, there's $75 in her account. There's where the $75 question comes in. She wants to go spend the $75 on this 50%, whatever. Well, God puts it in her heart that you need whatever you're going to go buy. If you need this, if you don't buy it, are you going to miss it?
Yeah.
And she says, no,
Sorry.
I'm not going to miss it. Okay.
I'm going to mess up.
Now, if you bless this person with whatever you want to bless him with, instead of you spending that money on yourself, how is that going to make you feel?
Yeah.
Well, that's just going to make me feel good because I really don't need to spend that money on myself. And the point is, guys, this is the point. It's all about the homeless. Trying to help the homeless. Guys, you got to remember Jesus was homeless. Everybody's forgetting about Jesus. That's the whole thing. The whole thing is about Jesus and God. We're not in the streets because we want to be. We're in the streets because you'll all have us in the streets. There's places where you can put us and keep us out of the street. And I'll bring one up. 1914 courthouse.
Oh, yes.
Y'all can fix that up and we can sleep there and you charge us $1 a night and I guarantee you there's enough money to feed us, enough money to pay for the electric bill and water if you give us a chance. If you want to keep us off the street, I've got ways to keep us off the street if you want to help.
That's an old historic courthouse that's been vacant, and it's also, they were going to try and tear it down, but then the historical society said you can't. It's just an empty, but it's the old courthouse. It's downtown Corpus.
They can put us
They
in there, bro.
could fix something like that.
There's a lot of places in town.
Yes.
2 years ago,
We need
I got
one
denied.
here.
I got a building.
Let me end it, Roger, and we're going to still fellowship because it's about 30 minutes, and that's about the time I go. First, I want to say thank you for sharing the testimony, Roger. I'm going to still hang out with you guys, but we'll end it because it's about as long as we normally go. And this will be like a teaching video. I'll add these verses with the video, and there's a lot of guys today, so I was grateful.
Hey, I wanna say
Say
one
bye,
last
Claire.
One last thing. At the pavilion today, our lady named Linda, sick lady, she's bringing us some beans and rice, homemade. Everybody's going to get warmed up and fooled up. God bless. Peace out.
God bless everybody.